So, welcome back. Uh, Welcome to the new shop. So, I'm going to give you a quick walk around here and give you kind of an idea what's going on. All right. So, I have done a lot of work in here. I painted it top and bottom. Wired in the compressor. I ran all new air lines. I added lights where they were missing. I fixed things that were not working in here in terms of electrical. I brought all of my tools and equipment and everything else into here. And started putting everything away. I put a heater in here. Ran the gas lines, all that stuff. Well, I paid to have the gas lines run, and I ran the wiring for the heater and hung it, and they did the ducting and all that stuff, because in Ontario you have to have a license to do that part of it. Yeah, got my other toolbox in here, and we've got the brake lathe in here and all that stuff now. Yeah. So that's a lot of what I've been doing, because that's very, very time consuming. Tire machine back here. Welders are all tucked in the corner here, all that stuff. Balancer. So basically, everything that's sitting along here, my next project is going down to the stable, and I'm going to gut it. And I got a bunch of work to do down there to prepare it, but I'll put all the engines down there. That old toolbox will go down there. That compressor, these tire dollies, this paint, all that stuff that's basically in here taking up space right now that doesn't need to be in here is going to go down there. So that's that stuff. What else did I do in here? Oh, I rewired lights that were on the outside of the building to one of these electronic timers so that they automatically come on and off when I want them to. I added another light outside the door because it didn't have one here. And at night, it's very dark out here. So I put a light up there, which I think the birds have already probably pooped on about 100 times. Got some cameras that we've put up. I took down all the satellite dishes and crap that were hanging on the building. I've hung my ladders up. Oh, there's something else. I bought a dump trailer that we'll do some work on. So I got all that stuff. Been waiting for everything to dry up out here so that I can actually start putting things away and cleaning up the property. That's been a lot of the problem. So, well, let's go upstairs. So I fixed the light at the top of the stairs here, which to change that bulb, you don't even want to know what I had to do. So it's a bit of a disaster up here still, because I've been sorting and putting things away and cleaning and making a big mess. But all my drain pans and stuff go over here. All my auto body stuff is there. Over here we've got all of our parts and stuff labeled and put away. Had all kinds of assorted crap that still needs sorted, but for now I've put it here out of the way. And we've got, I put up some of my advertisements I've had put away for a long time. And I started putting all my fasteners and stuff where they're easily found, all my fluids where I can find them. My filters where I know they are. All my spare and or good parts are here. Again, I got more stuff stuffed in here because I'm still working on putting things away and whatnot. I got all of our seats and dash pads and stuff. A lot of the S10 parts are all piled in here right now. Got a whole bunch of big signs and stuff. They're actually from a Chrysler dealer. Yeah. So a lot of that stuff's going to go to the auction along with those and stuff. I got a whole load to take down there. But yeah, so I've been trying to kind of get things cleaned up and organized and Fortunately, with my work schedule, I can only do so much in a day. This is kind of neat because I got Mr. Norm to sign that a few years ago. Probably 2 or 3 years before he passed. So, okay, so a lot of the other problem has been basically since the day we moved into this house, we have had nothing but wild weather. We moved in and the next day we had a blizzard. And then it seemed that every second day from then on for the entire month of February and half of March, we got about 5 to 6 inches of snow every second day. To the point where I was out here with the tractor with the bucket having to stack snow. So needless to say, that took a lot of my time too. So I've seen people ask about the S10. I still have it, don't worry about that. When we're moving, the problem is with the closing dates, nothing lined up. So I ended up bumming a space from a friend in his garage at his house to stuff the truck in. And then he had other stuff he needed to put back in the garage. So the truck ended up kind of buried. And now I'm working with him to try and get it unburied so I can get my truck out and get it here. So we can go back to working on that truck. So that's the story with the S10, and I'm hoping within the next week or two we can get the truck back here. In the meantime, I got a few little projects around here to wrap up, and we'll talk about those. So this is our John Deere E130. It's nothing fancy, nothing special. It's a lawn tractor. What I am going to tell you though is it just survived a flood. I'll talk more about the flood in a second here, and I'll put in some video footage. But basically, I went through it and checked. I ended up, the oil was still clean in it. I don't think it got past the frame of it, so I think we were lucky that way. I'm just waiting on an air filter to come for it because I had a quick look at the air filter here, and it is, well, it's filthy. So we're going to replace that while we're in here. And I've sharpened the blades on it, checked the tire pressures, just all the usual little maintenance stuff. So we've got that tractor project on the go. And then over on this side is my lovable Ford 2N that we've dubbed the Mutt. Because it is a Mutt, to be honest with you. It's got parts on it from about 8 different tractors. Well, that's a problem. And in addition to that, we also have a multitude of projects around the farm here. I would like to go ahead and get the stable gutted and do a bunch of work down there. So we'll take a wander back there and I'll show you what I've been working on and what we're going to do. So it's windy, but it always seems to be windy here. I don't know why. One of the things that we've been working on is, about a month ago, somebody decided the back of my truck was a nice place to park. So we pulled it out the best we could for now, and my friend Ryan at the body shop ordered a bedside for it. So that's come in, and he's going to do that on Monday. So I'll drop the truck off to him. But in the meantime, started bringing things down that live here. So I brought the tilt trailer down. I stole the tires off the landscape to get it down here, because I want to put some time and money into this trailer. So we're gonna get the Jeep unloaded and do some work on this trailer. All right, well, we got the truck back from the body shop and we've been using it again. So that's a new box side and a used tailgate. I ordered a set of decals for it from Graphics Express because they have the licensing for Chrysler graphics. Back bumper's been straightened out and painted, and it looks pretty good, I think. The aftermarket box side actually fit surprisingly well. Now it's a hair darker, the paint color, but it's because the rest of the truck in the last 4 years has faded a little bit. Just like it was when we first painted the truck and the roof didn't match the rest of the truck. Same deal. So it'll fade out and match. I'm not worried at all. I reassembled everything. I cavity waxed everywhere where there were welds, and then I filled it all full of fluid film like I do the rest of the truck, which is what you see weeping out along the bottom of the tailgate and at the bottom of the box and everything. So that's one nightmare fixed. All right, so down here at the stable, I have been working quite a bit. It's raining. What else is new? So the grand plan is this end here where this stump is, because it's already damaged the wall anyway, we're going to put a garage door. So what I did was I found a nice steel garage door that was relatively inexpensive, and I purchased it, and that's what we're going to install down there. Now all these windows I'm going to replace with actual windows. We're going to put an actual side door here. It was interesting because I found the original name of the farm here. One thing that the original people were very good about was marking everything. So I can tell you the exact date that this was built. So that's kind of neat, eh? Anyway, let's take a wander inside here. Golf balls, man. You know how many golf balls I found around here? It's like hockey pucks. Anyway, so at the moment, it's still kind of a junkyard in here of parts and stuff. My grand plan is I'm going to start from this end. I'll move all this stuff out. And we're going to start peeling all this stuff off the walls. Because what these are is they're old doors. So I'm going to take the building down to the inside here and down to the studs. Get rid of all this crap. Actually, a lot of what's in here is going to go anyway. And from there, we'll start rebuilding it. I'm going to take the paddocks out, because obviously I don't have horses. So we'll take them out of here. We'll take the old feed bucket thing here out too. And then, like I say, the garage door is going to go down on this end. And my grand plan is, as you can see where, like I said, the tree is pushed all this in here. Down this side of the building, starting from this corner and running all the way down that side, because we have 32 feet, I'm going to put pallet racking so that all these bins of parts and the rest that I have can all go up on the racks out of the way. So that's the grand plan, and then we'll rewire the building so that eventually, once we build a shop, because I think I'm probably going to end up building my shop in somewhere over there. So when that happens, we'll go ahead and run power over to here on a pony panel. And that way we'll have lights and a receptacle or two over here, and then everything else on the other building. Scrap metal and farmers, I'm telling you, everywhere I look around here I've been finding scrap. Found a flagpole, I found another flagpole. There's another one of those gates laying right here, actually, underneath all the crap. That's my brush pile to chip. And if we come back here, this is what I've been working on the last few weeks. I dropped all the trees down the back of here, and I took the couple little ones that are over here, because what I'm going to do back here is, starting at the building and going across, basically to where the hill comes up, is going to be a gravel pad so we can park the trailers out of the way where they'll stay clean. So all these box elders had to come down, which, for those of you not in the know, box elders in Ontario are actually an invasive species. So I got those stumps to remove still. And around the back here, we still got a few more. Obviously, all the ones close to the building I took down because if you look, they were growing right over the building. And, well, that's kind of concerning. So if we come around back here, I got a couple more to take down. And after that, we're laughing. We can start working on the building itself. I'm going to get up on the roof if it's dry one day and sweep off all the old leaves and stuff. Like I said, we're going to put actual windows in the building, put a garage door on the end of it, and we'll have something pretty decent. I'm going to fix this fence back here and put a gate across again. So, got a couple trees you can see I've marked to cut so we can actually get into our trails. And yeah, when you have acreage, it never ends, I'll tell you that much. Alright, one of the projects here is I'm going to build a road in here, a proper one. We'll lay down a base and then we'll put down gravel on top of it. And I'll put a culvert in here, because what I ended up having to do was trench it out here to let the water get through. I'll show you what that looks like in a bit here. Alright, so here's another project. This is my 51 8N. It's been sitting for a couple of years now, and we need it to, well, to cut grass and bush around here. So I'll put my bush hog on the back of this guy and put him to work again this summer. I'm actually going to take it up to my friend Kevin at the Claremont Classics Garage because he's been so kind to offer to do the work on it for me, because he knows that I have a bit of a time constraint at the moment. So take that up to him today. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea where we're at and what's been going on and everything. And I mean, I painted all inside the house too, and I've been fixing drywall, and you know, it just never ends when you first move into a place. I also had to deal with a flood that I mentioned a bit earlier. I was at my grandparents' place. We ended up with about a foot of water in the garage and outside the garage, obviously, too, where a lot of my stuff was stored until the spring so I could bring it down here. So that was a fun and interesting thing to have to deal with. And here we are 2 weeks later. I was there yesterday and it's completely bone dry, like it never even happened. So I'll put a bit of the video of that in here too so you can see what's going on. And until our next visit here, thanks for watching, and hopefully we see you again.